Welcome to the Startup Pitch AIBC 2024 here in this dazzling city of Dubai. Thank you very much for joining me today. We have today 4 startups coming on stage to pitch their ideas for 3 whole minutes, after which we'll have our cast of judges asking questions for about 4 minutes, after which we'll have a vote and we'll announce the winner of this year's Startup Pitch. Now, without further ado, I'd like to bring all the judges on stage one by one, and we'll introduce them here on screen right now.
The AIBC Startup Pitch is back, and so is the stellar cast of judges that will choose this year's winner. Jarek Bialek, CEO, Revenue Capital, LLC. Jarek has been active in the fintech sector, dealing with several B2B products and taking responsibility for product management, team building, sales, and automated support. He's also actively involved in the global startup ecosystem as a mentor, coach, educator, and entrepreneur. Vinicius Moraes de Carvalho, investment partner, Ikigai Ventures. Vinicius has over 10 years of experience working as an investor and operator at the intersection of finance and tech. He has been an active venture capital investor at leading funds in Europe and in Latin America and holds an MBA from the ESADE. Adrian Nicolescu, CEO, Tomorrowers Capital. Adrian is a successful fintech investor and estate entrepreneur. He is also the CEO of Meta Description, but above all, he's the CMO of EMEA of Cloudcoin Consortium, a digital currency. Adrian's experience includes 30 tech startups, 250 real estate completed transactions, and a long career in a senior position. Daria Vasilyeva, founder partner, FD Capital. Daria is a founder and CEO at FD Capital and is a celebrated investment banking executive and serial entrepreneur with a dynamic career of over 15 years. Throughout her career, she successfully oversaw sales and trading turnovers exceeding $2.5 billion. Her expertise spans across fixed income, private equity, venture capital, and digital assets. Veena Munganali, co-chair for Thai Women. Thai Dubai. Veena is the current family officer on board of YPO Emirates Collaborated and co-chair for Thai Women in Dubai, overseeing the MENA Women's Program to enable, empower, and help women entrepreneurs from the MENA region to scale and grow their business. Alexandre Fazel, CPO, Swissborg. Alexandre is a founding partner at Swissborg, Cointelegraph, startup mentor, TEDx speaker, and YouTube host. Alex played a pivotal role in helping scale Swissborg to over 230 employees as of 2024. He was featured as a keynote, panelist, and educator at various shows and events. The judges are set, so let the pitches begin.
A round of applause for the judges, ladies and gentlemen. So in addition to what I've said on screen earlier before, is there anything you would like to add about yourselves? Anyone can start.
One, two.
Hello? Oh, it's working now. Yeah, I'm not very young. It's 20 actually, that's all.
All right. Maybe you want to add something?
Yeah, I would like to say that driving early stage entrepreneurship is the biggest passion. So me personally, I was growing startups from ideation to round B already. So I'm excited to hear today's stories, and I would like to wish to be strong and really make these messagings clear and win our hearts. So good luck to our speakers and startups today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so it's one after another. Quick advice to all the funders who are pitching, guys, please breathe. And that's it for now.
Short and sweet, yes.
Does it work? Yeah. I think all of us being entrepreneurs, we know how difficult it is to be one. So we really appreciate that you're coming up on stage to pitch to us. Please be sure that we will give you all our, attention, and then we know how the journey is. So all the best.
Thank you very much. Alex?
Has anyone here watched Shark Tank, a show that talks about different startups pitching? So I actually watched 5 seasons at a point. I was so obsessed that I would write down the questions that the sharks would ask, and then I would tally them to understand what is the secret formula. And for all the startups out there, really all you need to do is answer 3 core questions. What are you doing concisely and effectively? And why are you doing it? And then number 3 is, how are you different? So the questions may be different. What is your secret sauce? What are your USPs? What is your competitive edge? Doesn't matter, but it all boils down to those 3 questions.
Thank you.
A better planet needs new companies, better companies. So it's very important that some of the companies pitching today may be the dominant ones by tomorrow. So thank you very much for joining.
Thank you very much indeed. So I have 4 startups that will start pitching their ideas. I'd like to welcome on stage AIBC from Crore. A round of applause, please. So you have 3 minutes.
Hello.
Brilliant. And your 3 minutes start now.
Crypto is not what these people need, and it's definitely not what they really want. Tons of startups has tried to create a full-scale crypto economy, and it did not work even one time. This world don't have the most basic building blocks to support a real crypto economy. Little things like when you could buy crypto without bank account or cards, when you could pay $1 with less than 1% fee, when you can go to any street shop and pay there directly with the crypto. Do you think you can start just another shitcoin, order some advertising campaign, conduct few event parties, and start a new crypto economy? People don't want tons of smart contracts or NFT with monkeys. They want easy and reliable payment tool for their daily life needs. People need decentralized payment system which exists in real life world rather than tons of useless crypto apps. You give them and they follow. And that's where I come in. I present you the only real solution in the entire world which could start a real crypto-based economy on a massive worldwide scale. A payment system which is based on IoT decentralized devices, which is ultra cheap and costs just $9. The main difference of these devices is that they do crypto payments by NFC, rather than use of outdated QR codes. More details you can ask me in Q&A. The closest competitors is just clowns with overpriced junk. And that's from the booth sides. I'm talking now about investors who are injecting hundreds of millions of dollars into such shady projects. By the way, this WorldCoin is an own coin of ChatGPT main founder. This is a comparison of what I could do with the same amount of investments as it was invested into WorldCoin. As you could see, no one of them could not create a world-scale payment infrastructure without injection of billions of dollars from investor pockets. But I can. For the start, I don't need such surrealistic investments amount as for WorldCoin. My investment needs is just 11% from it. Revenue streams goes far beyond than just payments. This is a projection revenue for many regions. Let's name it simple. It's $1 trillion of clean revenue each 7 years. My team, we are professionals with serious business and tech background. Each of us has 20 years of experience. And if you still don't understand what this project is about, here is the simple explanation. It's about to create a multi-trillion-dollar payment and identification ecosystem on worldwide scale.
Thank you very much, AIBC. A round of applause for Core. Thank you very much. Now we'll pass on the mic to the judges, starting with Daria, please.
Thank you very much for the presentation.
I'm so sorry for stopping you. Do you mind if we start the timer again? I just want to be fair with every single pitch judge. Thank you very much.
Could you elaborate a bit more on your business model, please? Thank you.
So The business model is it's a mix like Visa, MasterCard, which do payment processing, and they're getting some fee from this payment processing. Plus, so basically we are infrastructure. We are providing a base layer to different services. So we are not aiming to make all services by ourselves. We are welcome other crypto projects to build their services on top of our infrastructure in the real life world. So we will be charging different fee on these services and offering some our services.
I'm going back to her question. I still didn't understand. We're going to be a layer inside the, let's say, a payment provider, payment machine. Is that it?
No. This is a custom development devices. We built it by ourselves. We did not buy it from China as some other startup did. So we have full control over development. So we have full control of how this device will be used, how it will be looked, what kind of electronics will be inside. And we are a network operator, I mean hardware network, physical network operator in this case. And on top of this hardware network, we are running our blockchain layer on which others, for example, other crypto projects can launch there, some startups and so on. So they can use, so their users can use our network in physical world in real life shops, in real life cafe, restaurants, hotels, even parking machines, to use their services, crypto services.
Okay, understood. But how do you scale this to the retailers? I mean, you would need a tremendous workforce, I'm guessing.
What do you mean how we will scale? We just put it in the shops. For example, here in Dubai, you see Talabat. They have these payment terminals in every physical shop. And people who do delivery, they coming and do check-in on this payment device. So we do the same. We will just put these payment devices all across cities, all across different countries. Because they're ultra cheap, it costs just $9. For 10 million, we can put 1 million of devices.
Understood.
Looks like we are complementing each other with questions. I'd like to dive in deeper into your supply chain. So since you are having production facility on your end, so where this facility is based, what's your monthly capacity in terms of production? What's your cost of logistics? Since you're giving us big numbers, so you know how you can back it.
Yeah, currently we are in prototype stage, so we created a fully working prototype. But for production capacity, we are planning, for example, for Europe, we will be using European production scale, like in Bulgaria or Romania, because there is a cheap and pretty big production capacity for electronics. And for other parts of the world, we will be using China.
And what's the monthly capacity?
Market capacity is the full world, because
production.
Production, I think the same as for iPhone, like 100 million per year. It's not a very difficult device to build.
Thank you.
Are you generating? Are you already a revenue generating company? And if you are, how have you funded yourself so far? And how many customers do you need to get to a scale where you are breaking even in terms of your investments? And when do you see that happening? Yeah,
currently, firstly, we didn't get any revenue. We didn't attracted any investments to this startup. And customers, do you mean customers need for what?
Yes. How many customers do you need to get to a scale of breaking even?
Sorry, I can't understand your question. So we are planning to firstly to launch in many regions, start from Dubai, then go to North Africa countries like Egypt, because it's have huge population, more than 100 million of people. And as I said, our plan is to offer our network to other providers, even for banks, because we're not targeting only crypto, we're targeting real banks, so they don't need to issue Visa or MasterCard. They can use their digital wallets on top of our network. So we are also targeting CBDC. So we are planning to work with government of different countries so they can use our network for their CBDC projects.
Yeah, one question is, who is your main competitor and how do you differ from...
Alex, I am so sorry to stop you. We'll carry on right from you, Alex. Thank you very much to Alimi. This was Kuror. Thank you very much for being with us today. Thank you. So next on stage, we have Lifeblood DAO. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being on stage. So, Nova.
How you doing, everybody out there?
I see confidence. 3 minutes on the line. Are you ready?
Okay, let's see how we do this.
All right. Let's start a timer.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Nova Phoenix, the founder of Lifeblood Social Media DAO. I got 3 minutes, so let's rock and roll. Everybody knows what a DAO is. I don't have to explain. But what Lifeblood is, a social media DAO, is a typical social media platform, no different from a Facebook or a Twitter. But what we will be doing different is actually offering a decentralized exchange like Coinbase through a flip of a thumb where you can actually buy, sell, or trade your favorite crypto, as well as an NFT marketplace where you could buy, sell, and trade your own NFT, like Bored Ape Yacht Club or whatever that you like. Okay, what will we be doing different? I'm a little tall here. Okay. So, all right, and of course, it's a social media platform. We want to make sure that we give a safe space for everyone. As far as we know how social media is today, it's very poisonous. We want to give people a safe space so they can navigate this social media platform. Lifeblood Economy, of course, as I said, is a DAO. We want to offer a token where people can get into green energy or anything like vertical farming, but also we're going to offer a stable coin where people can actually buy a cup of coffee to buying a record player. I know I'm telling my age. Tokenized assets is a real key with precious metals, energy, real estate, ETFs, debt security, stocks, bonds, anything in tokenized assets, not just in real world assets, but also financial assets where we can protect and shield the ecosystem from any volatile swings in the market, but also to shore up the stable coin that we will introduce. Let's move forward. All right, DeFi. DeFi is also an important feature on the Lifeblood platform. We want people to be able to have access to wealth, whether it's buying affordable homes to funding their business. Decentralized identities, I think it's also important where we can be realistic in the communities that we create by eliminating the bots, but also protecting people and their profiles from any other dastardly actors within the Web3 space, as a lot of critics do have. Also, life centers. Life centers is key. We're going to build this out as far as, look, human beings have been interacting for thousands of years, but it's important that as we advance in this social media stage, in this digital era, that there's a well-balance between the digital space and the real world space. And we want to actually offer these life centers where people can get educational training, job training, as well as buying a cup of coffee to glad handing with your friends and enjoying each other like we all are doing now in the internal promenade in this facility. That is lifeblood.com. That's how we're going forward. There's another slide, but I'm not going to go through it because it's just too little time. All right, folks, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nova. Judges, are you ready for your 4 minutes? Alex, take it away.
Thanks so much, brother, for the energy. So I have a question. I love the fact that you're blending social media and a marketplace. I think blue oceans are created when you take two worlds and you put them together. Now, the biggest challenge I have with social media and like social fi in general is what if Elon Musk tomorrow decides to switch on a marketplace on X? Like, how would you guys combat, the big social media platforms to always have a competitive edge?
See, the thing is, Elon Musk is kind of like dipping his toes a little bit in the pool, but he's not actually fully committing. He's actually said that he wants to introduce his own token on the X platform. It's not going to happen. As we all know that the America is a little obstructionist as far as how social media can fully be developed utilizing Web3 tools. And I think it's important that we actually, as far as Lifeblood is going to establish itself in Dubai, hopefully, crossing my fingers, and reach out to other markets around the world. United States is not the world. It is not the world, and it's important that we can do that. Did I actually answer your question in full? Okay, so yeah, I know I'm going to one-up in a lot of different areas by fusing different worlds and having the advantage by actually operating in other areas in the globe, around the globe. Thank you.
All right, if I may. May I?
Yeah, I have one just question. Maybe this is the same you have. So you have quite broad line of product line. So I have two questions. First of all, how many users do you have on the platform at the moment? And secondly, where is your core focus right now? And what really is the biggest passion from the team in terms of the projects that you have stated, like crowdfunding, DAX, NFT marketplace? So what really worked from you? Where do you see traction?
Okay, currently, as far as the Web3 iteration is building that as a startup, we don't have any significant followers as of now trying to transfer over into this Web3 space. But I think the passion right now in the first steps, as I said a lot right here on this thing, it's a mouthful. But everything is going to happen in stages. Of course, it's establishing the cryptocurrency exchange, of course, the NFT marketplace. And as we build up the ecosystem, there are things that we are going to get into as far as DeFi and as far as a life center. That's a big thing. It's hard to explain. I know folks are from other parts of the United States, but think of it as like YMCA/mall, where this space is going to be provided for people to go to, and if you meet online, you can actually meet each other in real life. So that's the passion focus is by integrating Web3 tools into the social media platform, because to tell you the truth, it's not been done before. Yes, there is a Twitter, yes, there's a Coinbase, but nothing in the species of Web3 and Web2 that's being developed today.
Question. First of all, congratulations on the energy. Really love it. My question is, social media tends to be very expensive on user acquisition side. Can you tell me a bit more what's your user acquisition strategy and also your funding strategy to support this user acquisition?
Okay, so as far as user acquisition, I think there's a lot of things that we could get into as far as guerrilla marketing, getting into the internet, really pushing the brand. As I always said, you can have the best pizza in the world with the secret sauce, but if nobody knows that it's out there, it does not matter if you have the secret sauce that you're selling the best pizza. So customer acquisition will go into online outreach, guerrilla marketing, speaking with certain, I have to say, celebrities if need be in the space, whether it's athletes. I've actually went to the NBA headquarters and talking with folks over there, and in a lot of different ways. So also we're going to fund as far as funding the business as far as what we can do by putting out our ICO. So that's another step as far as how we're going to fund and get taking the steps in our marketing strategy and customer acquisition to really to capture the market.
Right. So you try to fill in quite many different slots, but if you have to pick up the one problem your problem is solving, which one would it be?
I'm sorry, what's your name, sir?
Yannick.
Yannick? Let me tell you something. I was asked that question yesterday on the boat, and it's interesting that you asked that question because I think we have to look about it in another way. It's not in a sense of problem, it's a sense of evolution. What is the next evolutionary stage of social media? Of course, the evolutionary stage of finance is crypto, and if we put those two things together, we can take the next evolutionary stage as human beings.
Thank you very, very much, Nova. A round of applause for Lifeblood DAO. Next on stage, we have O'Hare Technologies. Make some noise. Welcome on stage, Hugo. How's it going?
Great, great. Thank you so much.
Are you ready to pitch your idea?
Sure.
All right. Let the starter. Okay? Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. O'Hare Technologies is a fintech company. Okay. It's a fintech company that is solving the problem of lack of access to credit. In Africa, over 90% don't have access to credit, especially retail credit. In Nigeria, it's over 97% of them don't have access to credit. And the reason for that is because there are no credit histories. And there are two main problems that prevent people from having credit. The first is lack of enforcement, so that if someone defaults on credit, you're able to get it back. The second is lack of sound credit infrastructure. So what are we doing? Two things. On the infrastructure side, we've developed a credit assessment model, an AI risk assessment model that allows us to predict with high accuracy the level of a user can default. So they come into the app, they click a few buttons, and we're able to capture all of the data and use it to run a credit assessment on them, get them a credit history, and they can take it off from there. The second solution that we're offering is a card payment system. So this is not Visa, this is not MasterCard. It's a standalone card payment system that we developed, and that is how we'll be issuing the credits. We are going to be issuing the credits as credit cards to them. So once we've assessed them, then we'll give them that. Now, since we started, we've acquired over 300 users. As a matter of fact, we are currently looking at issuing loans to 1,000 users, borrowers this year. And we've started with the first cohort. We are currently accessing 300 of them for credit. And we are currently seeking an investment of 1.75 million to allow us to issue those credits, to ramp up our AI risk assessment model, and be able to scale our operations. And we are doing that at giving 10% equity stake and at a valuation of $5 million. The scope and scale of what we are solving is very huge. Our target is to issue a credit card to every Nigerian in 5 years, and to every African within 10 years. And if you look at the market, it's quite big. You're looking at, with a valuation, with a credit utilization of 1,000, you're looking at a market of over 1.2 trillion, and in Nigeria, it's over 200 billion. And if you could capture only 10% of that, we're looking at a loan portfolio of over 20 billion, and this is not counting the transaction and all of that. So this is our team. We've got 2 software engineers, one data engineer, one data scientist, a banker who has over 17 years of experience working with Access Bank, the largest bank in Africa. And the vision and the path that we're following is quite clear. It's only a matter of when before we get there. So I would invite you to join us in this mission. This is another step in an industrial revolution that is happening in Africa.
Thank you very much, Ugo. A round of applause.
I gotta say the UX is really slick. Like that's really nice looking app and great card. Alex? I have a question. As you know, in Nigeria, a lot of the Western crypto exchanges.
I'm so sorry, Alex. We need to let the timer start first. We need to give an equal chance to every single pitch. So, are we ready to start the counter? Alex, on my go. 3, 2, 1.
All right. So, a lot of the crypto exchanges got kicked out of Nigeria recently. Coinbase is no longer servicing Nigerians, Binance as well. And so I'm just wondering, in terms of the local partnerships, working with governments on the regulatory side, what is your strategy to build locally and then get the support of, the regulators?
Yeah, so a very interesting news. Last month, the Central Bank of Nigeria lifted the ban on cryptocurrencies. And we understand that the regulatory environment in Nigeria is not quite, when it comes to crypto. But the current administration is quite keen on transforming Nigeria into a credit economy. And that's our vision, to transform into a credit economy. And we're going to be working very closely with that. So a lot of systems have been put in place to make sure that Nigeria gets on that. As a matter of fact, the technologies and the tools to do that is in place. It's all about putting it together. For example, on the default side, when it comes to when someone defaults on credit, how do you get it back? Nigeria has a bank verification number that links to every bank account that is associated with a user. And we're going to be leveraging that as a huge step in helping us to curtail on that. So the industry is ripe. The systems are there. It's all about having the support, someone to put the nuts and bolts together, and then charging forward what's need to be done.
How did you reach the current evaluation? How did you reach the current valuation? You say that you raised 1.7 million for 10% of the company.
Yeah, so if you look at the size of the market of what we're attacking, do you understand? We're starting with Nigeria, but it's across Africa. And if you look at that, just the loan portfolio of what can be acquired, do you understand? We're looking at a market of over 200 billion, do you understand, in credit utilization. And the average Nigerian can utilize more than that, if you're looking at that. And we are also using our card payment system standalone that is developed because we believe that the best way to solve a local problem is to use the local technologies that are developed based on the data of the people and their culture. So we are going to be rolling out our cards, and our cards, we are confident, will dominate the whole market space. Not because it's going to be rivaling Visa or MasterCard and all of that, no. But it's targeted at solving the people's needs, and the problem is there, and we're very confident that we can solve it with the tools we have. So if you look at the space of what we're offering and the size of what we're offering, we're quite confident that this is, that we have the valuation right. And of course, we are open to re-evaluating things as things go wrong, you understand? To get to something that, if you're starting off, you cannot be quite clear and exact as to in details, everything that is involved. But as you're going forward and then looking at and exploring the space and looking at what you can do, you get more precise as you go along.
My question was related to the fact that at the current stage of the company, at the first glance, it seems too much money for too little equity. This is at this stage, you know.
We understand what...
Basically, you are asking too much for too little.
Little equity. That's because we understand the scope and scale of what we are solving and the capacity that we're bringing into the game. That's the basic premise there.
If I may, so I think the best thing, do you have a lead investor at the moment, or are you just starting the fundraise?
We currently have one angel investor that invested at a very early stage, 10,000, but we are in our pre-seed phase, and we're looking to raise this, like to really push our tools and technology out there and then start ramping up.
Because I think what would be good, and I think this is the question you're asking, is usually the valuation is built with your lead investor, right? So your lead investor will talk with you, they'll invest the first ticket, and then they're going to introduce you to their network. So it's good to build a valuation not based on total addressable market, not the TAM, but actually do it with the lead investor to get them in and get their advice and support. Just as a personal opinion.
Yeah. Can we ask a bit more about numbers? Could you elaborate how many users right now you have in the platform, and you're raising this 1.7 for what your next steps on the dev?
Yeah, so currently we have over 300 users on our platform, as I showed there. And we are raising the 1.7 million that we're raising it for three purposes. First is to ramp up our AI credit assessment model. The second is for operations, and the third is for the credit issuing, the test phase of the credit issuing that we're going to be doing to actually help us to have a grip. Did I answer the question correct?
Time is up, Ugo. Thank you very, very much. Another round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. This was O'Hare Technologies. Our last pitch of today. Welcome on stage, Stephanie Nunes from Genesys. Welcome on stage.
Thank you. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to talk that fast, because I personally don't talk fast, but I'll do my best.
We're rooting for you.
Thank you.
Timer.
Genesys Network is a blockchain proof of authority that uses consensus mechanism. It features a network of validators responsible for maintaining the integrity of the transactions. There are currently 33 validator nodes, including community members and 2 NBA players. We were launched in 2023. We host 32 projects across our blockchain, such as infrastructure, health, DeFi, gaming, and security. That's the projects that are currently on our blockchain. Our community is about 36,000 people, and currently we have a total value lock of $25 million with Genesys Network within our blockchain. We are listed in 3 exchanges. So here is, I'm talking about HealthLink. According to a research done by the World Health Organization, more than 400 million people do not have access to health services. 6% of low-middle income countries are pushed into extreme poverty because of health spending. The core problem is access to healthcare infrastructure, limited access to follow-up preventative care, especially some prescriptions. HealthLink market perspective and advantages. In order to develop and grow in regions, online healthcare markets is in a phase of rapid growth. We saw that with COVID. HealthLink is an app essentially that allows people to connect online using Web3 and blockchain as a method of payment, and also Web2 banking system as well, like PayPal and banks. The key features of HealthLink is connection with nearby and online doctors, video calls and electronic prescriptions, multi-pharmacy system, flexible payment methods, user profiles, and informative blogs and news. That's the programming language tools that we use to build HealthLink. Solidity, Truffle, Web, JS, Wallet extension, IPFS, Oracle integration with Chainlink, and security audits. Those are our competitors currently on Web 2. We don't have them in LATAM, and that's in the Caribbean, and that's where our first rollout will be. We are in a seed stage, however, we have a minimum viable product available, was developed by me. And that's the advantage of blockchains in healthcare. We have data security and integrity, interoperability, transparency, patient empowerment, and streamline processes and reduce costs. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie, for that. That was excellent. My question is more on how are you...
I'm so sorry to have to stop you. I would like to always start the timer before the judges start. I know everybody's eager to ask their questions. They're very interesting pitches. And by the way, this was the very last pitch of the day, so please, a round of applause to all the pitches so far. And without further ado, let's start the 4 minutes on the screen. And you're on.
So, thanks, Stephanie, for that. Actually, my question is, in emerging markets like Latin America, where people are just getting adjusted to conventional systems, how are you educating your doctors and your patients and healthcare insurers to adapt to this new technology, which is already so scary for us?
Yes.
Forget emerging markets. So how are you doing that?
Of course. In our vision, we will work, and actually we are in contact with Omar Fernandez, which is a senator in the Dominican Republic, where we're planning to launch HealthLink. And we're gonna use regular doctors and nurses to train them, also public figures, to launch marketing and a marketing educational initiative towards the regions and outreach clinics where they can test and educate themselves with the technology and how to use them.
Won't that be a lot of cost?
Currently, we can with an infrastructure to get with those costs, because we have a liquid project, which is Genesys network. So we are basically working in our blockchain, and Genesys currently is generating revenue. And we are also self-funding HealthLink and other apps within the ecosystem.
Quick question here. You said you're going to start with the Dominican Republic, right?
Our idea is in the Dominican Republic, because that's where two of the core teams are, including myself, and also in Mexico, in Tamaulipas.
Okay, I have two questions. One, why, you kind of explain why the Dominican Republic. And the second is a kind of follow-up question with her. I'm from Brazil, so I'm from Latin America as well, okay? And
so you know the struggle.
Yeah, exactly. But and I know that a lot of the struggle also comes from the lack of access to technology in very remote places. For instance, there's not even a broadband network or internet at all. It's usually done by paper, and it's even with government initiatives. So how do you plan to overcome this hurdle?
Well, as time passed by, people have way more access to smartphones than in any time in history. The internet problem, which is currently something that we are looking into right now, we can solve them using Starlink services, which is satellite internet. So by working with governments in terms of educating them about how does this project work and including a Starlink in our infrastructure package, as I think we can tackle the connectivity and also the educational part.
Thank
so
you.
the idea is to have this partnership with Starlink or any kind of provider like this.
We are-
I'm asking this because, for instance, I'll give you an example. In Brazil, the biggest social network is actually WhatsApp because it consumes less broadband from the population. So they don't use that much Instagram because it consumes too much of their internet, the 5G or so on. So the idea is to have this partnership to actually implement the idea.
Well, you know, in LATAM, they use a lot of, I don't know if you mentioning the partnership with educational and social media on how we can, or can you rephrase?
I think I have the question that will help you to answer what was stated. So can you elaborate on the use cases? You mentioned that you really target as well pharmaceutical market. So maybe you can tell us more about your core partnership and pivots that you have accomplished already so far as a traction as a result of your pivot.
So the use cases, basically within the app will be online doctors' visits, and pharmacies is just to use them to refill the prescription and have them delivery to the house. So the app will have also a delivery system where we can connect pharmacists, doctors, and users in one platform.
Could you just walk us through very quickly regarding the allocation of investment? What investment are you looking for and where is it going to?
I'm willing to share that in more detail in private because I don't have time.
Thank you very much, Stephanie, for that.
I'm sorry.
Thank you very much, Stephanie. This was Genesys, our last pitch of the day. Now comes the exciting part. Now we're gonna have a vote, which you probably are already way ahead of me at. So can I get a couple of comments from the judges? How did you feel the pitches went? Were our pitches well prepared? Alex has his hand up. He definitely wants to say something. Alex?
Do you remember what I mentioned just before the first pitch? So question number 3, so what are you doing? How are you different? So I didn't see any market positioning nor competitor comparison tables. I think that's a really important point because we really need to understand who are you aiming to beat, or at least who are you going to take market share from. And the second part, guys, like if you want to actually get an investment, you have to show how you're going to generate revenues and scale the company. So that's probably the fourth question that I think wasn't shown so much. And one more point as well. If you have a working product, guys, don't show slides. Do a live demo or record it on a video. Show us how the product actually looks rather than just having sexy slides.
Thank you very much, Alex. Next.
Yeah,
Daria.
I would like to add here, so sometimes it's really hard to understand at what stage you are right now, as you can bring the beauty to the slides, but you are not disclosing, not market opportunity, you are not showing where you are right now on your product stage. As was importantly stated, that the demo for 30 seconds will help that. And of course, your biggest treasure, which can be sometimes up to 30% of your valuation, which is team. So it's really important to prepare your pitch. I think like there are numerous of existing templates, Sequoia Capital, and many others that represent what are the structure of the pitch deck, what you can represent, so judges and the audience can really get the message and make it clear.
To me, to highlight the positive note that I took, half of the startups here that presented, and actually another one that ended up not presenting, unfortunately, they brought actually solutions to more social problems, credit scores. It was impaired vision for the one that didn't show up. The last one for health, global health. So I think it's interesting to see people using the technology to sort problems that still impact most of the population. Might not impact us, but it still impact the majority of the population. So that was a very good note for this pitch competition.
Thank you very much. I feel like you've been very observant and you put your hands up. I knew I had to come to you. Please elaborate on what you thought.
First, I wanted to congratulate the startups and to add feedback. It's very good to piggyback. They talk about Elon Musk, WorldCoin. We adults usually learn something new by associating with something we already know. But doing that in a negative manner is not good. And I would like to see more about their bootstrapping strategy, what they are doing, let's say, with their own money, with their own capacities. And even if they don't have anything built, what they can do is they can grow the community. Because what Elon Musk can do, he can put an idea, he has leverage with nothing built and can build a tribe around that idea. And this should be very important for any startup, to show that there is traction on the idea first. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yevgen?
Yeah. So, few things. Something what is striking me always, when listening to the live pitches, less is more. Meaning, too much text probably doesn't help when it comes to, creating the focus. So, if you're on the stage, you're pitching, you'd like the focus to be on you, not on the slides. You probably don't want people to try to read your slides. They probably prefer them to listen to you. So that's something, what comes up fairly often. Another thing, what Daria said, I like that. I mean, certain structure being put in place. So starting from the last slide, what you're asking for, like why you're here. I understand that we're talking about investment pitches, so let's be clear about it. Moving back again from the last one, the revenue model. So what's your business model? How are you going to make money? Why it's supposed to be sustainable? The next thing, go to market. So what is your next step? I mean, lots of, if not all of the projects, most of the projects here were or are at the early stage, right? So if they're supposed to scale up, how they're going to scale up, how they're going to use the funds they're asking for in order to scale up. So what channels you're going to use, how expensive those channels would be, what you can do within the team, what skills you have to acquire, and so on and so forth. So I don't want to steal the show, but that's very true.
I just want to add to this. First of all, I appreciate everyone's advice to the startup, of course. But we also have to remember that it's a 3-minute speech, and they don't have that much time to actually dive into some of the topics that we discuss, and we want them to dive in. So yeah, I'll say for the next, let's keep this in mind.
Can I shoot like in the 3 words? So shoot the market opportunity, elaborate on the problem, show the demo, sell your team, and shine bright.
Save the best for last.
I'll keep it brief, but I think for startups that are building on new technology like this, there's already a huge responsibility of proving themselves, and that's scary by itself. And I think the way to navigate that is to keep it simple. Don't show us the big picture that the big guys are doing. We already read enough about them. We don't want to know about them. We want to know about you. The fact that you're called a startup is because you are in a starting phase. So talking about such a big picture of billions of dollars is really not going to help in serving your purpose and selling yourself. So I think keep it simple, but the focus is so important in a technology company, because we all know that technology can take 100 different directions. So keep that focus and tell us that one thing that you're focusing on. It's very important.
Thank you very much. I hope everybody that's joining us over here today and also checking us out on our live streams will take note of this for the individuals that want to pitch their ideas in the future. 3 minutes, your what, your how, your why. Bring it to the stage, and of course, you have the choice to make a lovely future for your business. Ladies and gentlemen, I have in front of me over here all the votes, and I also have a winner. And I would like to bring on stage a person that I thought would win as well. I really love this pitch, very well elaborated. Ladies and gentlemen, I would love you to all make a round of applause for Genesys. Congratulations. very well deserved, Stephanie. It's a bit heavy, so I hope you're ready. If you would like to tell us something.
Well, thank you very much. This is actually my first winning thing. Prize, sorry. And, you know, thank you. Coming from Latin, you know the struggle. Genesys is based in the US, in Seattle, Washington. But, you know, our roots are from Latin America and the Caribbean. So the fact that we all here are pioneers, are in the 1% of people that are in the industry, we need to use the platform and this traction to do good things around the world. Money, it's a way to achieve that, but it doesn't need to be the 100% focus. Because we built Genesys from the ground up with our savings, and right now our community might be not the biggest, but it's 36,000 people and 1,700 active wallets, 4 exchanges, and Genesys was built from a garage in Seattle, Washington. Yes. Thank you.
Congratulations, Stephanie. Genesys, everybody. So I'd like to thank you very much for stopping by. For everyone who would like to remain over here, Olga will be taking over the stage again very soon for our next panel. And whoever is leaving us, happy networking. Good afternoon.